Hey guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Glory Elijah and this is Frankly Speaking with Glory. So guys, tonight's episode rather, on the BBNaija Pepperdem Gang reunion show was another very much insightful episode. It was very educative, very enlightening, just as yesterday. The WHO mental health advocate that was brought on the show yesterday to psychoanalyze the housemates was on the show today again, and he psychoanalyzed or had conversations with Ella, Venita. No, not Venita, Ella, Tacha, and Frodd. I'm sorry, I had to use the word have conversation because apparently this doctor saw my tweets or he saw my video and then he had to correct me by saying that no, the housemate did not talk about their mental health. It was a conversation he had with them. So guys, I'm letting people know that he's having conversations with them. Let's start. So guys, tonight's episode started with Ella, right? Ebuka and the doctor having conversations with Ella. So Ebuka started by defining Ella as difficult to read. Like her personality was sort of difficult to read because Ella was one of those housemates that did not stay long in the house, right? But then coming out of the house, it seems like Ella has a little circle, and she has a lot of battles and trust issues going on between herself and the other housemates, especially on their WhatsApp group. Guys, remember there was this episode on the show where Venita and Mercy came at Ella because of the assistance she got from the other housemates, and then she did not give them feedback on the money that they contributed for her to help pay her mom's hospital bills. So Ebuka asked different questions. He said the issue of trust with the other housemates, family emotional issues, and then the need to grow Ella's career as well. So the doctor said that he feels like Ella is goal oriented, because she was one of those people that had actually gone for the audition, for different auditions, not just BBNaija audition, but she has gone for a lot of auditions in her life. And guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's this show that used to happen on TV. It's called Project Fame West Africa or Project Fame Nigeria. I think West Africa. It was being hosted by NTN. Ella was on that show at some point in time. She rendered one of the most beautiful songs, self-written, on that show. It's still trending to date on YouTube. Look out for that song, guys. Ella is truly gifted. So Ella has been on Project Fame West Africa, and then she came on to BBNaija show. So the doctor asked Ella, how she feels, how would she rate her self-esteem, and how did people's expectations of her affect her. So Ella said that she has gone for a lot of auditions in her life. It started years back, I think in the late 2000s or early 2000s. She has gone for a lot of music auditions. There was even one time that she was called, that she had qualified, and then later they called her back and to tell her that sorry, it was the wrong person they called. So all of those things literally played with her emotions, caused her a lot of self-doubt, made her question herself if she was actually in the right career path or not. And she also said that doing all of those things, going for all of those auditions, she decided to quit going for music auditions and then go for BBNaija auditions. I think she went for the first one, the second one she did not get it, and then it was the third one that she actually went for, that she became a member of the pepperdem gang, right? So she said that for now she's doing a lot, to pick herself up. She has moved on. She said she has made peace with herself. Whatever has happened with her and any other person, even with any other housemate, she has made peace with herself. She has moved on, and she's not giving priority to anything that is not really adding value to her life. And she also says that she's doing things the right way now. She pays for her studio sessions. She go into the studio. She does her music. She puts it on the right platforms. Like, she's doing everything the right way, and she's definitely getting results, And then Ebuka asked how she's been able to handle seeking validation in her career and as an individual, as a person. And then she said that basically what she wants right now is she wants people around her to trust her and see her for who she is. Like, she's really doing a lot of things, putting a lot of effort into people, even the rest of the housemates, to see her for who she is. According to her, she needs her girls, she needs her friends, you know, because she's really trying to put her career in order. And then the doctor said that it's not a bad thing to seek validation, because we are naturally social animals, you know, that people may not approve of you, but they secretly admire you, you know. So the doctor gave her a lot of accolades. Did I say accolades? Yeah, I think accolades is fine. So the doctor gave her a lot of accolades, you know, for putting so much effort into what she's doing. And then, guys, that's just a summary. They had a long conversation, you know, repeated conversations, but that's just a summary. And then they moved on to Tacha. So guys, Tacha's session was actually the lengthiest. I tried to stream out a lot of things that was said, you know. So Ebuka, as usual, gave an introduction of Tacha, said that Tacha is a lot of things, you know, but her past affected her a lot, that when people think of confrontation, they always think of Tacha, because she literally almost fought with all the housemates in the house, you know. So there was already this preconception about Tacha. So we asked the doctor, what does he think about Tacha? And the doctor said that before the show, he was already following Tacha on Instagram, you know, and he also said that, to be honest, when they saw Tacha the first week in the house, he already concluded that Tacha wanted to play the CC and T-Boss card, you know, and he already was expecting somebody to play that kind of character, because the show has a trend, you know, that for every season there's always one housemate that feels like they have something in common with another housemate, so they want to literally act like that housemate, you know, that there's nothing really bad in that, but that is just a trend that happens. And guys, let me not lie to you, I feel like almost everybody that watched Big Brother Nigerian pepperdemgang show, they all concluded from the beginning that Tacha wanted to be like Sisi. Even till after the show, people were still complaining that, oh, Tacha is trying to be like Sisi, trying to be like Sisi and this and that, you know. But then the doctor said that when Tacha started sharing her story, you know, that was when she understood really who Tacha is, you know. And then she also noticed that the person that Tacha really is she actually acted some of her personalities, you know, that some of the things that Tacha did, she acted it out. Like when you piss her off, or when she's upset with you, or when people have an issue, when your birthday comes, she will not wish you a happy birthday, she will choose to stay in her own lane, you know. Like, she just used this cut off approach instantly, and it feels like that is who Tacha actually is, you know. And then the doctor also said that he feels like Tacha's past played a huge role in defining her character, in defining who she really is. And he also says that regardless of whatever Tacha is doing or who Tacha is, that he feels like it's actually a very, very wrong approach. Now, according to what the doctor said, he said he feels like Tacha has a wrong perspective to live by not seeing what every other person can offer to her, by only thinking as well that it's just between her and God. And the example that the doctor used is Tacha always saying that whatever I have achieved in this life, it's all God, it's all God. Nobody gave Tacha nothing, nobody did anything for Tacha. I worked all by myself, I worked all by myself, you know. So guys, this doctor said, it's really made a lot of sense, yeah, because according to his explanation, he said that really we are social animals, you know. So on a normal day, when people upset you, you just want to get upset, right? But because in the world we live in today, in the society we live in today, you know, people like doing connection, I scratch your back, you scratch my back. Guys, these are all paraphrasings now, okay? Surely you can't expect me to tell you word for word everything the doctor said, you know, but from his explanation, these are what he meant, you know. That because of the world we live in today, you know, people tend to want to maintain human relationships because they don't know who they will need in the future, you know. And according to him, it feels like Tacha is seriously downplaying the importance of human beings, because the truth is a tree cannot make a forest. So Tacha always constantly reminding people that, oh, whoever Tacha is today, it's all God, it's all me, I worked and worked and worked, you know. Like, she's really downplaying the importance of what every other person can offer. So if other people wants to come and help her, they would see her as someone that feels like she's already self-sufficient, so she can just go ahead and do what she wants to do. And guys, let me know, to be honest guys, it totally makes a lot of sense. It totally makes a lot of sense, because the truth is, in this here society, now who know person, now who know who, now they see road take open door for them, you know. So the doctor asked Tacha that, do you believe you need people, you know, do you believe you need people, as that will affect the way you live? And then he also said that Tacha's emotions, that it feels like for Tacha's emotions, she fights her emotions a lot, you know. And then Tacha said that for her it was all a game. She had to focus on the game and not be distracted. That there was this thing going on in the house, you know, people coming into the show, everybody's competing for 60 million, everybody's competing for money, everybody's competing for the opportunity, for the platform. So she felt like having any sort of emotional ties with other people, other housemates, would have been a huge distraction for her, you know. And then she felt like at the end of the day, most of the housemates who had emotional ties inside the house, they ended up regretting, you know, having that sort of relationship outside the house, because it just did not work for them at the end of the day. So for her, she was trying to be focused by not being too revealing of her emotions to the rest of the housemates. And the doctor asked her, you know, what her perception about needing people is, and she said that she believes people needs people, everybody needs everybody, you know, but for her, she has a very, very small circle, you know. She relates well with other people, but she has a very small circle. So the doctor also asked her, how do you feel seeing people with clouds on their faces, you know? For the doctor, he felt like a lot of things that happened in the house, he felt like Tacha wasn't really sensitive enough to seeing that some of the things that she was doing in the house affected other people, you know. So he also Tacha said that coming out of the house, her relationship with people has been perfect. That, as she has said, a lot of the things that she did in the house was all to keep herself focused and not distracted from the goal of being in the house. But coming out of the house, you know, our relationship with people has been perfect, with the rest of the housemates has been perfect. She even wished all the housemates a happy birthday. She even said that the only person she did not wish a happy birthday was Joe. And the reason why she did not wish Joe a happy birthday is because Joe's birthday falls on the same day as her late mother's birthday. So because she still hasn't gotten over the passing of her mom, so she tries not to remember that particular birthday, and unfortunately Joe's birthday fell on that particular day as well, you know. So Ebuka asked Tacha if she feels like the perception that people have of her while she was inside the house is affecting her relationship with people outside the house. And she said yes, but she's cool with all the housemates. And she also said that it's because of that perception that she actually attended the reunion show, because she wants people to actually see that the Tacha that they watched on TV inside the house is not the same as the Tacha that is outside the house, you know. Then she also said that most of the time when she goes for events, she meets people, she's always very friendly, you know, just naturally friendly, because she wants to be very, very warm and open so that people can come to her, be able to approach her for pictures, selfies, you know, do whatever, just socialize with people so that people can actually see that, okay, this girl was inside the house, she was trying to be focused, she was trying to play her game, you know, and this is not who she really is outside the house. And the doctor said that people have the false image of feminism of Tacha, and Titans are getting it the wrong way. He also said that people feel like these days feminism is you not doing any kind of domestic chores, but then you are becoming the head of the house or the president of the country and all of that. And he feels like Titans are getting it the absolute wrong way, that he feels they should try to get it right, you know. And the doctor also said that he's happy that Tacha is doing well and not allowing people's perception of who she was inside the house to affect who she is naturally. So Tacha also said that most of her encounters with the housemates was a defense mechanism, which even though it was a defense mechanism, she cannot say that it was 100% correct, that she's not trying to defend herself or what she did inside the house. But then, as she had said, that for her it was all about winning the prize money. And then they were about to end the conversation, and Tacha asked the doctor that would he not ask about her disqualification, because initially the doctor and Ebuka were going to talk about the disqualification, you know, or does everything cover everything? And the doctor said yes, you know. But then Tacha asked the doctor what he felt about her disqualification, because according to her, she feels like people did not really understand that she was in a very bad place mentally when she was disqualified, you know. That does the doctor see things from her own perspective? That does the doctor understand that after she was disqualified, she needed space to herself? And then the doctor said that he predicted a disqualification on a pseudo Twitter account, you know. But then later on, he saw her attitude as a defense mechanism, that he feels like Tacha. Okay, the doctor, there was something he explained about two different kinds of reactions, you know, the adaptive and the maladaptive. I wasn't really paying attention because the man was speaking too many grammars. Anyways, you know, the doctor said that her disqualification was a build-up of accumulated events in the house. So he was literally telling Tacha that, listen, your disqualification wasn't like Big Brother woke up one morning and decided to disqualify you. You know, it's been like a build-up of all the things that has been going on in the house. You having issues with this housemate, that housemate, getting strikes, getting this, getting that, you know. So all of these things were literally a build-up, you know. He also explained that, listen, as Big Brother explained, life is just like the Big Brother house is just like a microcosm of the bigger society, you know. So you getting a strike, it's like you do something to people in life and you get a strike for it in real life. That is how it is, you know. So she shouldn't see it the wrong way. And then Tacha was asked, like, how did she feel after the disqualification, you know. But Tacha said that it was really sad, but the love from her family and her friends kept her going, you know. And then also giving back to society has also helped her to be more grateful for the platform. I think she's mentioned all of this in today's interview, right? But she just went for that to re-say what she said on today's interview. She said that she has been in a place of lack, in a place of want, where she needed things but she couldn't really get them, you know. So her disqualification, you know, really has opened her eyes to a lot of things, and the fact that she can actually give back to society via a charity organizations, that it has really helped her a lot, you know. So the doctor said that in as much as all those things that she's saying, talking about her defense mechanisms and all of them, that how did she employ, you know, external loss of control and internal loss of control. And this is the part where I really love what this doctor said. Now, the way he defined external loss of control is, oh, when you did something, or maybe you write an examination. These were his examples, right? He said when you write an examination and you score something like 70, are you going to say that, oh, they gave me 70, or you're going to take responsibility for you getting 70 and say, oh, I did not study well, so I got 20, I got 20, you know. So for him, that was a smart way of telling Tacha that, listen, you know, you need to have time to have a moment of introspection, you know. Check yourself and ask yourself, where did I go wrong? All these things I did I do the right thing, you know? In as much as you call all of these things a defense mechanism, right, you need to also sit down and have an honest conversation with yourself, right? And also check yourself properly. Ask yourself those basic questions. Did I do the right thing? Did I give the right approach to these things, you know? And also do away with that mentality that you do not need people around you, you know. So guys, honestly, I really love the fact that this doctor is saying all these things. This man is very smart, and I love the fact that he spent a lot of time having this honest and open conversation with Tacha, even though somehow I felt like I still sensed Tacha trying to be extra defensive whilst the doctor was talking. But I'm really happy about the emotional intelligent way, or should I say emotionally intelligent way, that the doctor employed in ensuring that he passed on his message to Tacha, and I hope that she gets the message right. And then we moved on to Frodd. So Ebuka also gave an introduction about Frodd. He said that Frodd came into the house when his mom was having a major life-threatening surgery, and he became very emotional because of it, because he was not really outside the house to take care of his mom, you know. So he asked the doctor what the doctor thought about Frodd's character or personality so far. So the doctor said that watching from outside, that Frodd is Frodd. That's F-R-A-U-D, as they put it, you know. So guys, when they say Frodd is Frodd, I actually thought it was Frodd is actually Frodd himself. I did not understand that it was actually Frodd is Frodd, F-R-A-U-D, you know. So the doctor said that Frodd is Frodd because he actually played the game to perfection, but then psychologically, you know, that Frodd is perceived as people as a weak person, as a woman rapper, you know. But according to the doctor, those statements are anti-mental health, because it is okay for people to say that they are not all right. It is okay for people to cry. It is okay for people to bear out their hearts when they want to, you know. So the doctor also said that it's a good thing that Frodd did not allow the comments that people had about him to get to him, you know, coming out of the house, seeing people's tweets, seeing what people are saying about him on social media, that it's a good thing that Frodd did not allow himself to be brought down by all those negative comments, you know. And then the doctor also mentioned that he felt like interpersonal relationship was a big problem for Frodd. He said people misunderstood Frodd because Frodd allowed himself to be misunderstood, that it was just a case of trying to avoid, you know, certain mistakes, so that at the end of the day you don't end up going to apologize for them. That there were certain things that Frodd did that he should have actually avoided, but he went ahead and did those things. Or a normal day, if he had avoided doing those things, then there wouldn't have been any need for him to apologize for those things, you know. And Frodd was asked that, do you worry about being too open? How did it affect your interpersonal relationship? This is Ebuka asking for this question, you know. So Frodd said that Nigeria is a society where they say that men do not cry, but coming from the kind of home he came from, his mom is one of those people that actually gave him that strength and let him understand that, listen, it's okay for you to bear out your heart, you know, it's okay for you to have your moment, it's okay for you to have your moment. And according to Frodd, he feels like every other housemate in the house, they had their own way of, you know, having their own downtime in the house, even though most of them did not show it via crying, you know. So he went ahead to talk about his upbringing, shared the struggle of fending for his mom, and then at the time when he was seriously trying to take care of his mom and his siblings, that was when he got the call or invitation to come into Big Brother's house. So he was torn, he was in a dilemma. He was trying to choose between sticking to his mom and taking care of her, or going into the house, but then he chose to go into the house. So whilst inside the house, you know, between the 1st to 4th week, he was really repressed, because he was repressing his emotions, he was repressing his feelings. He said that his actions in the house had him showing how he relates, you know, with people, how he loves people, how he could be a team player, how he was being bullied and all of that in the real life, you know. So coming into the house, he felt like the bullying stood out for him the most. Every challenge that he has been facing in his life outside the house, he met those challenges again coming from the housemates inside the house. He said that the bullying stood out for him a lot. There were people in the house that tried to put him down, that tried to repress him, that tried to really oppress him, you know, one way or the other, you know. So he said that for between the 1st and 4th week being in the house, it was that way for him. He felt really repressed. But then when he won HOH for the first time, he even said it to Ebuka that shit was gonna get real, and that was what happened. Even Ebuka concurred. And guys, let me not lie to you, Frodd was greatly bullied in the house. See, people that were bullied in that house a lot. Frodd was bullied greatly. Tacha was bullied, even though she brought it upon herself. Yeah, Tacha's own was deserved because she brought it upon herself with everything she was doing from the beginning. So Frodd and Tacha were the two people that were greatly bullied in the house a lot, you know. Frodd's own was crazy. He got a lot of backlash from the guys a lot, you know. So the doctor said that there were times in the show that he was literally praying for Frodd not to collapse, and that was on those times when Frodd would be put up for nomination or possible eviction, he was always praying that Frodd did not collapse, you know, that Frodd needs to learn how to take bad news, you know, all those anxiety, all those anxiousness, because it feels like it could cause high BP or any other thing. And then the doctor went ahead to give examples of people that had similar cases, you know. So Frodd was trying to explain himself by saying that his fear was the fear of uncertainty of his mom that was outside the house, you know. But the doctor said, listen, it's literally the same thing, you know. You left your mom outside the house, so you came into the show hoping and expecting to win the money. So in your mind, you were afraid that, oh, if I am evicted from the show, what am I going back home to meet my mom with, you know? So the doctor advised Frodd that Frodd needs to learn how to react to bad news. So guys, I'm guessing that this conversation is going to continue tomorrow. Oh my goodness, finally. Gosh, guys, I am so happy that this show is ending tomorrow. I cannot wait because I need to reserve my energy for BBNaija season 5 that's starting on Sunday. But guys, let's see how the show is going to end tomorrow. That's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Have an amazing night's rest. Bye.